February 14th, 2024.
3:42 a.m. Hospital São João do Porto, Portugal.
Cristiano Ronaldo ran through the corridor, his heart pounding. His mother Dolores had collapsed at home. Massive heart attack. The doctors said she might not make it. When he burst into the ICU room, she was barely conscious. Machines beeping. Tubes everywhere. She opened her eyes, saw him, and with her last bit of strength whispered 3 words. Just 3 words. And Cristiano Ronaldo, the strongest man in football, collapsed to his knees and shattered completely. What those 3 words were, why they destroyed him, and what happened in the 48 hours after, this is that story. February 13th, 2024. 11:47 p.m. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Cristiano was in bed, trying to sleep before an important match.
His phone rang.
Unknown Portuguese number. He almost didn't answer, but something made him pick up. His sister Kadia's voice, panicked, crying, "Cristiano, it's Mama." She collapsed. "We're in an ambulance. Heart attack. They're saying it's bad. Really bad. You need to come.
Now."
Cristiano was out of bed before she finished the sentence. "I'm coming. Tell her I'm coming. Tell her to hold on." He hung up, threw clothes into a bag, not even looking at what he grabbed. Called his pilot. "Get the jet ready. We're going to Portugal.
Now."
Emergency. His hands were shaking so badly he could barely tie his shoes. Georgina appeared in the doorway, already knowing something was wrong. "What happened?" Cristiano's voice broke. "It's my mother. Heart attack. I need to go." Georgina was already moving. "I'm coming with you." Cristiano shook his head.
"No."
"Stay with the kids. I'll call you when I know more. Please." She nodded, understanding. "Tell Dolores we love her. Tell her to fight." The drive to the airport felt endless. Every red light an eternity. Every slow car an obstacle. Cristiano's mind was racing. His mother. His rock. His everything. The woman who raised him alone when his father was drinking. The woman who worked 3 jobs to buy him his first real football boots. The woman who believed in him when nobody else did. The woman who sacrificed everything so he could chase his dream. She couldn't die.
Not now.
Not like this. He still had things to tell her. Things to apologize for. Things to make right. He'd been so busy. So focused on football. On his career. On proving himself. When was the last time he'd really sat with her? Really talked to her? Really thanked her for everything she'd done? The private jet took off at 1:23 a.m. 5-hour flight from Riyadh to Porto. 5 hours of hell. Cristiano couldn't sit still. Paced the cabin. Called his siblings every 15 minutes. "How is she? Any updates? Is she awake?" The answers were always the same. "Still in surgery. We don't know yet.
Pray, mano."
Just pray. Cristiano tried to pray, but the words wouldn't come. What do you say to God when you're terrified he's taking the one person you can't live without? What do you promise? What do you offer? Cristiano had everything. Money.
Fame.
Success. But none of it mattered. None of it could save his mother. He pulled out his phone and looked at photos. His mother at his first Ballon d'Or ceremony, crying with pride. His mother holding his first child, Cristiano Jr., with so much love. His mother at his games, always in the stands, always watching, always believing. His mother. His mama. And then a memory hit him. A conversation from 6 months ago. He'd been visiting Portugal. His mother had asked him to stay an extra day. "Please, Cristiano.
Just one more day.
We barely see you anymore." And he'd said no. Said he had training. Had commitments. Had to get back. And she'd smiled and said, "Of course, Filio. You're busy. I understand." But he'd seen the disappointment in her eyes. The hurt she tried to hide. Why had he left? What training was so important that he couldn't give his mother one more day? He couldn't even remember now what he'd been rushing back for. Probably some routine session. Some meaningless thing that felt important at the time. And he'd chosen it over his mother. Over one more day with the woman who gave him everything. The pilot's voice came over the intercom. Mr. Ronaldo, we're beginning our descent into Porto. We'll land in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Then the drive to the hospital. Then he'd see her. Know if she was going to survive. Know if he'd get a chance to tell her everything he needed to say. Or if he'd live the rest of his life with regret. The plane touched down at 6:38 a.m. Portuguese time. Cristiano was off the plane before it fully stopped. A car was waiting. He threw his bag in, didn't even check if it had his passport or wallet or anything.
Just got in. Hospital São João. Fast.
The driver nodded, recognizing the urgency. They sped through Porto's early morning streets. Empty. Quiet. The city still sleeping while Cristiano's world was ending.
His phone rang. Katia.
He answered immediately. How is she? Katia's voice was strained. She made it through surgery. But Cristiano, she's in intensive care. She's stable but critical. The doctors say the next 48 hours are crucial. And... She paused. What?
Cristiano demanded.
She keeps asking for you. Keeps saying your name. The doctors gave her sedatives, but she fights them. Won't fully sleep. Just keeps saying Cristiano. My Cristiano. Is he coming? Tears streamed down Cristiano's face. I'm 5 minutes away. Tell her I'm coming. Tell her to hold on. The hospital appeared. Cristiano jumped out before the car fully stopped. Ran through the entrance. Didn't sign autographs. Didn't acknowledge the gasps of recognition. Didn't care about anything except getting to his mother. A hospital administrator intercepted him. Mr. Ronaldo, your mother is on the 4th floor ICU. Room 412. But sir, you need to prepare yourself. She's on a lot of machines. It might be shocking. Cristiano was already running. Up the stairs. Couldn't wait for an elevator. 4th floor. ICU. That's what matters. A doctor entered, checking monitors. Mr. Ronaldo, your mother is stable for now. But she's been through significant trauma. The next 48 hours are critical. We need to keep her calm, keep her resting. Short visits only. Cristiano nodded, but didn't let go of his mother's hand. Can I stay? Please. I won't disturb her. I just need to be here. The doctor looked at Dolores, who was looking at her son with such love it hurt. Okay. But she needs rest. Try to keep her calm. The doctor left. Cristiano pulled a chair close, still holding his mother's hand. Mama, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. You're strong. The strongest person I know. Dolores' eyes were tired, but focused on him.
Cristiano.
I need to tell you something. In case I don't, he cut her off immediately. Don't say that. Don't even think it. You're going to be fine. You're going to recover and come stay with me and the kids but she shook her head slightly. Listen, please. Let me say this. Cristiano went quiet. His mother continued, each word an effort. I'm proud of you. So proud. Everything you've achieved. Everything you've become. But Cristiano. She paused, gathering strength. You don't need to prove anything anymore.
To me.
To anyone. You've done enough. You've been enough. You've always been enough. Those words hit him hard. She'd said similar things before, but never like this. Never with the weight of possibly being final words. Mama, don't talk like this. Save your strength. But she kept going. I see you. Working so hard. Training so much. Pushing yourself beyond what anyone should. And I know why. You think if you stop, if you slow down, if you're not perfect, you won't be worthy. Won't be loved. But Filio, that's not true. That's never been true.
Cristiano was sobbing now.
Mama, please.
Rest.
We can talk about this when you're better. But Dolores had more to say. Something she'd been holding for years. When your father died, you changed. Became harder. Colder. More driven. Like you had to prove something to him, even though he was gone. And I watched you push yourself until you became the best. But I also watched you lose yourself. Lose the joy. The fun. The boy who played football because he loved it, not because he had to be perfect at it. I didn't lose myself, Mama. I just grew up. I became professional. Dolores smiled sadly. You became successful. But at what cost? How many moments have you missed because you were training? How many times have your children asked for you, and you weren't there? How many years have you lived like a machine instead of a man? Cristiano tried to defend himself. I was providing. I was making sure the family had everything. Making sure you had everything. Dolores squeezed his hand. We never needed everything, Filio. We just needed you. Present.
Happy. Alive.
Not just existing. Not just achieving. But truly living. The machines beeped steadily. Dolores was getting tired, her breathing more labored. The doctor had said to keep her calm, but this conversation was anything but calm. Still, Cristiano felt she needed to say this. Needed him to hear it. Mama, I'll do better. When you get out of here, I'll be different. I'll slow down. I'll be present. I promise. Dolores looked at him with eyes that had seen him grow from a poor boy in Madeira to a global icon. Don't promise for me, Cristiano. Promise for yourself. Because one day I'll be gone. And all the success in the world won't matter if you're alone. If you've pushed away everyone who truly loved you. If you've spent so long being Ronaldo that you forgot how to be Cristiano. She was fading now, eyes closing despite fighting to stay awake. Cristiano leaned close. Rest now, Mama.
Please rest.
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Dolores' eyes opened one more time.
Cristiano?
I need to tell you something. 3 words. The most important 3 words. Can you listen? Cristiano's heart pounded. Yes, Mama. I'm listening. Dolores looked directly into his eyes, gathered all her remaining strength, and whispered 3 words that would change his life forever. Dolores looked at her son with eyes full of love and sadness and truth. She opened her mouth, and with her last bit of strength before exhaustion took over, she whispered, You're enough, Filio.
Cristiano froze.
Those 3 words. So simple. So basic. But they hit him like a physical force. You're enough. Not you need to do more. Not you need to win more. Not you need to prove more. Just, you're enough. His throat tightened. His vision blurred. His entire body started shaking. Because in 39 years of life, in decades of chasing greatness, in countless trophies and records and achievements, nobody had ever said those words to him. Not like this. Not with this weight. Not making him actually believe them. Everyone had always wanted more. More goals. More trophies. More perfection. Coaches pushing him to be better. Fans demanding he surpass himself. Critics waiting for him to fail. Opponents trying to prove he wasn't the best. Even his own mind, that voice in his head, constantly screaming more. You're not there yet, you can't stop, you're not enough, you're not enough, you're not enough. And now his mother, lying in a hospital bed, fighting for her life, used her precious energy to tell him the one thing he needed to hear his entire life. You're enough. Cristiano's knees buckled. He tried to stay standing but couldn't. Collapsed to the floor beside her bed, still holding her hand, and sobbed. Not quiet tears. Full, body-shaking sobs. The kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep. From 39 years of pressure releasing all at once. From the weight of perfectionism finally lifting. From the prison of never enough finally breaking open. Dolores' hand moved weakly in his, trying to comfort him even now, even in her own pain. I mean it, Filio.
You are
enough. You always have been. Even before the trophies. Even before the fame. Even before the goals. When you were just a little boy kicking a ball in Madeira, you were enough. You've always been enough. Cristiano couldn't speak. Couldn't form words. Just held her hand and cried while alarms started beeping. Her heart rate dropping. Nurses rushing in. Sir, you need to step back. She needs space. Cristiano stumbled back, wiping his face. Dolores' eyes were closing. The machine's getting more frantic. She's crashing, a nurse shouted. Get the crash cart.
Nana.
Cristiano tried to get back to her, but a nurse held him. Mr. Ronaldo, please. Let us work. He watched helplessly as they surrounded her, shocking her heart, injecting medications, fighting to keep her alive. And all he could think was those 3 words. You're enough. Had she said them as goodbye? As final words? As the last thing she wanted him to know before she died? No, no, no. Cristiano was saying, pacing, hands in his hair. She can't go. Not now. Not after saying that. She can't leave me now. His siblings burst in, having heard the alarms. What happened? Katia demanded. Cristiano couldn't even answer. Just pointed at the medical team working frantically on their mother. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, one of the doctors looked up. We've got her back. She's stable. But it was close. Very close. Relief flooded through Cristiano so intensely he almost collapsed again. Hugo caught him. She's okay, Mano. She's okay. The doctor approached Cristiano. Mr. Ronaldo, your mother's heart is severely weakened. We're moving her to a more intensive monitoring system. The next 24 hours are absolutely critical. She needs complete rest. No stress. No visitors except immediate family for very brief periods. I'm sorry, but those are the rules for her survival.
Cristiano nodded numbly.
I understand. Can I just see her for 1 minute? Please. The doctor looked at his colleagues, then nodded. 1 minute. That's all. Okay, Mano. She's okay. The doctor approached Cristiano. Mr. Ronaldo, your mother's heart is severely weakened. We're moving her to a more intensive monitoring system. The next 24 hours are absolutely critical. She needs complete rest. No stress. No visitors except immediate family for very brief periods. I'm sorry, but those are the rules for her survival.
Cristiano nodded numbly.
I understand. Can I just see her for 1 minute? Please. The doctor looked at his colleagues, then nodded. 1 minute. That's all. Maybe you needed to hear it from her. Cristiano wiped his face. The kids. Tell them I love them. Tell them I'll be home soon. Tell them Papa is learning something important. They hung up. Cristiano sat in that hospital hallway for hours. His siblings coming and going. Bringing him coffee he didn't drink. Food he didn't eat. Updates from doctors that all said the same thing. Stable but critical. And he sat there, replaying those 3 words over and over. You're enough. Trying to make himself believe them. Trying to let them sink into the parts of him that had never felt enough. That had driven him to excellence but also to exhaustion. To success, but also to emptiness. What happened over the next 48 hours would either prove his mother right, or take her away before he could show her he finally understood. Cristiano didn't leave the hospital. For 48 hours straight, he stayed. The hospital offered him a private room to rest. He refused. I'm staying right here. Outside a room. I need to be close. They brought him a chair. He sat in it. Didn't sleep. Didn't really move except to pace when sitting became unbearable. His agent called. Cristiano, the match against Al Hilal is tomorrow. You need to. Cristiano interrupted. Cancel everything. All matches. All training. All commitments. Until my mother is out of danger. His agent was stunned. But Cristiano, the team needs you. The contract. Cristiano's voice was steel. I don't care about the contract. I don't care about the team. I don't care about football. My mother is dying. Everything else can wait. He hung up. For the first time in his professional career, Cristiano Ronaldo chose family over football. Chose presence over performance. Chose being a son over being a superstar. And it felt terrifying and liberating at the same time. Hour 12. Midnight. The hospital was quiet. Just beeping machines and occasional footsteps. Cristiano sat in the chair outside his mother's room, head back against the wall, eyes closed but not sleeping. A nurse came by. Mr. Ronaldo, you really should rest. There's a hotel nearby. We'll call you immediately if anything changes. Cristiano shook his head. I'm fine here. Thank you. The nurse persisted gently. Sir, You'll be no good to your mother if you collapse from exhaustion. Cristiano opened his eyes. I spent my entire career pushing past exhaustion, breaking through pain, going beyond limits. This is nothing. I can handle this. Hour 18. Morning. His siblings came with breakfast. Made him eat. He took a few bites to appease them but had no appetite. Katia sat beside him. You're punishing yourself. Sitting here like this. Not sleeping. Not eating. What good does that do? Cristiano stared at his mother's door. Maybe I deserve to be punished. For all the times I wasn't here. For all the times I chose football over her. Katia sighed. Cristiano, Mama never resented your choices. She was proud. She wanted you to chase your dreams. Cristiano looked at his sister. But at what cost, Katia? I achieved everything I wanted. Won everything there was to win. But I lost time. With her. With my kids. With myself. And now she's in there fighting for her life. And all I can think is, was it worth it? Was any of it worth this? Hour 24. The doctor came out with an update. Your mother is holding steady. Her vitals are improving slightly. She's not out of danger yet, but this is encouraging. She's a fighter. Cristiano felt the smallest bit of hope. Can I see her? The doctor nodded. 5 minutes. Don't tire her. Cristiano entered the room. His mother was awake. Weak but awake. She smiled when she saw him. Still here, she whispered. Cristiano sat carefully on the edge of her bed. Where else would I be? She looked at him with knowing eyes. You have a match. I heard the nurses talking. Cristiano shook his head. I canceled it. Canceled everything. Nothing is more important than being here with you. Dolores' eyes filled with tears. You've never canceled a match before. Not once in your entire career. Cristiano took her hand gently. I know. But you taught me something, Mama. With those 3 words. You taught me that I've been chasing the wrong thing. I've been trying to prove I'm enough through achievements. Through trophies. Through goals. But that's not what makes me enough. Being here. Being present. Being your son. That's what makes me enough. Dolores smiled through tears. You're learning, Filio. Finally learning. They sat in quiet for a few minutes. Then Dolores said something that changed everything. Cristiano, I need to tell you about the day you were born. I've never told you this story, but I think now is the time. Dolores adjusted herself slightly, wincing from pain. Cristiano helped her. Mama, you should rest. The story can wait. But she shook her head. No. It can't. I need you to hear this. She took a labored breath and began. February 5th, 1985. I was in labor with you. Your father was working. Your siblings were with your grandmother. And I was terrified. Terrified of giving birth? Cristiano asked. Dolores shook her head slightly. No. Terrified because we had nothing. No money. No space. No prospects. We were living in a tiny house. Your father was drinking. I was working 3 jobs and exhausted. And here I was, about to have a 4th child we couldn't afford. Cristiano felt his chest tighten. He'd known his family was poor. But he'd never heard this part. Dolores continued. The doctor came in after you were born. Healthy baby boy, he said. And I looked at you and thought, how am I going to give this child the life he deserves? How am I going to feed him? Clothe him? Give him opportunities? We had nothing to give. She paused, gathering strength. I almost gave you up, Cristiano. Almost signed the papers to give you to a wealthier family. One that could provide. The social worker had the forms ready. All I had to do was sign. Cristiano's world stopped. What? Mama, you never. She squeezed his hand weakly. I know. Because I didn't sign them. At the last moment, I looked at you sleeping in the hospital bassinet, and I couldn't. I thought, I may not be able to give him money, or a big house, or material things, but I can give him love, and I can teach him that he's enough, just as he is. Before any achievements, before any success, just enough. Tears were streaming down Cristiano's face. You kept me because you wanted to teach me I was enough? Even though it meant struggling? Dolores nodded.
Yes.
And for 39 years I've been trying to teach you that lesson. But you wouldn't hear it. You became so focused on proving yourself, on achieving,
On being the best.
that you forgot the first lesson I tried to teach you.
You are.
Enough. But Mama, I didn't know. If I'd known how hard it was for you. Dolores cut him off gently. It was hard, but it was also the best decision I ever made. Because you brought so much joy. Not when you started winning trophies, but from day one. When you smiled, when you laughed, when you played, you were enough before you did anything. That's what I need you to understand. Your worth isn't in what you do. It's in who you are.
Cristiano was sobbing now.
I've spent my whole life trying to justify your choice. Trying to prove I was worth keeping. Worth the struggle. That's why I pushed so hard. Why I never stopped. I thought if I achieved enough, it would retroactively prove you made the right choice. Dolores looked at him with such love and sadness.
Ó filho.
I never needed you to prove anything. I made the right choice the moment I looked at you. Nothing you've done since then has made you more worthy. You were worthy from the beginning. The machines beeped steadily. A nurse came to check vitals, saw them crying, and quietly left to give them privacy. Dolores continued, her voice getting weaker. That's why I said those 3 words. Because I'm running out of time to make you believe them. Whether I die today or live another 20 years, I needed you to hear it. Needed you to really hear it.
You are enough.
Not because of what you've achieved, but because you exist. Because you're my son. Because you're you. Cristiano laid his head gently on the bed beside her hand. I hear you, Mama. I finally hear you. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try to believe it. To live like I'm enough. To stop chasing endless more. To be present. To be human. To be Cristiano instead of Ronaldo. Dolores ran her fingers weakly through his hair like she did when he was little. That's all I've ever wanted. For you to be happy. Truly happy. Not successful. Happy. They stayed like that until the nurse came back. Mr. Ronaldo, she needs to rest now. Her vitals are getting erratic.
Cristiano stood slowly.
I love you, Mama. So much. Dolores smiled. I love you too, Filio. Now go. Get some sleep. Eat something. I'll still be here when you wake up. I promise. Cristiano left the room reluctantly. Hugo was in the hallway. How is she? Cristiano wiped his face. Better. Weaker, but better. Hugo, she told me about almost giving me up for adoption. Did you know? Hugo nodded. She told me years ago. Made me promise not to tell you. She wanted to tell you herself when the time was right.
Why now?
Why tell me now?
Cristiano asked.
Hugo put a hand on his shoulder. Because she's dying, Mano.
She might not say it.
The doctors might give us hope. But she knows. She can feel it. And she's trying to give you what you need before she goes. She's trying to set you free. Those words hit Cristiano hard. Set him free. From the burden of proving himself. From the weight of never enough. From the prison of perfectionism. His mother, even in her final hours, was still trying to save him. Still trying to teach him. Still being a mother. What Cristiano did next would shock everyone. Including himself. Hour 36. Cristiano called an emergency press conference from the hospital. His agent was furious. You can't make major announcements in this emotional state. Wait until... But Cristiano cut him off. Set it up.
Now.
I have something to say, and I'm saying it today.